Rebel Wilson, best known for her roles in Bridesmaids and Pitch Perfect, brought Hollywood to its knees with her hilarious roles.
I'm the best singer in Tasmania, with teeth.
Love it. What's your name?
Fat Amy.
What's up, bitches? Step 1.
That step's for babies.
Babies with hangovers.
Rebel Wilson, she's such a fan favorite, Fat Amy, heart and soul of the Barton Bellas.
Amy! What are you doing? I'm doing horizontal running. Horizontal running?
What's up?
I quit my job.
You got fired?
Oh, come on. All right. I didn't get fired. I quit. You're kind of making it worse.
Let this negative energy be released. I'm a free-range pony. They can't be tamed. No. You know. I bet it all on 21.
But behind the screen and laughs came something that would disturb her. She may have been Hollywood's funny fat girl, but her struggles were far from funny. In fact, they were life-altering.
That dingo bitch. That's what he always used to call my mum.
Oh.
Obviously, he's come to see me perform in our last ever show. I was going all around the world, jet-setting everywhere and eating a ton of sugar. I'll have a club sandwich and an order of fries, 2 slices of cake. Do you want any cake?
No.
3 slices of cake and a Diet Coke.
But it's Dad.
A French fry. Can I have another one?
Before she became famous in Hollywood, Rebel Wilson was just a young girl from Sydney, Australia. Interestingly, the story of how she even decided to pursue acting is quite funny.
I was a youth ambassador for Australia living in Southern Africa.
Nice. How's it, Kathy? It's such a pleasure to meet a fellow wildlife enthusiast. I love the Springboks mussel.
That's how I got the malaria, which forced me to have this vision that I was to become an actress.
I got awkward.
And I hallucinated that I was an actress, that I was so good that I win an Academy Award. And I'd seen the Oscars on TV. I'd obviously never been. And then I just walked down and it was so real. Like I could see all the people with the dresses and I get up on stage and then I give an acceptance rap rather than an acceptance speech because I thought, oh yeah, that's hardcore.
People thought the malaria had made me a bit demented. They're like, Rebel, we don't think anyone's going to put you in a movie. Like no one thought I could do it. And I'm like, nah, you know what, guys? I think I can crush it.
When she arrived in Hollywood, Wilson auditioned for almost 30 screen roles before being cast in Bridesmaids.
Hi Chelsea, it's Rebel, and here's my audition tape to host your show.
And so I come over, I'm sleeping on a friend's couch for $100 a week, and on my second day I get signed by the biggest agency now called William Morris Endeavour. And I guess I walk in the door and they hadn't seen anyone like me, like there weren't many plus-size actresses. Guess what happened to me today?
What?
I got a free tattoo.
You
I
did
could
what?
not believe it. The guy said, do you want a tattoo?
Just a random...
opened up the side of his van.
No.
He said, it's for free. And my friend had told me, he's like, if you go to America, you got to sell yourself. Yep. So I walked in, I'm like, I'm like the female Jonah Hill. Nailed it. Jonah Hill would be on these Judd Apatow movies.
This is Jonah. He's sort of the star of the film.
And then... lo and behold, my first job I get is in a Judd Apatow movie directed by Paul Feig called Bridesmaids. Your diary proved very interesting to read.
You read my journal?
At first, I did not know that it was your diary. I thought it was a very sad, handwritten book. What? But then, because of the deep personal details and the bits that mentioned Gil and Bryn.
No, don't read my journal. Don't go in my room.
I auditioned for the Melissa McCarthy role.
Yep.
And I was kind of like the alternative choice. You got a package. I bring it to you, but you said, don't touch my things. And I was like, I think this audition's going well. And then I get a call the next day saying, you've got it. And I went, what? I thought, no, I'm just new to America, and that role was insane. And they go, well, not the role you auditioned for, but that is going to go to Melissa McCarthy. But we actually think you look a bit like Matt Lucas, and so we're just going to add you in, and you can play his sister.
Oh, can I borrow your razor, please? Thank you. Have a good date.
Thank you. Is the guy that you're going out with also over 40?
I'm not over 40. Forget it.
Lift up your arm. Hold it up.
That's how I got in the movie.
It didn't take long for her star power to shine through. Rebel's big break came with Pitch Perfect, where her role as Fat Amy had everyone talking.
What's your name?
Fat Amy.
You call yourself Fat Amy?
Yeah, so twig bitches like you don't do it behind my back.
Hi.
I can't breathe for the first time.
Jesus.
And I get this message over Facebook, and it's this writer, Kay Cannon, and she goes, okay, I've written this movie called Pitch Perfect, and I don't want you to be offended, but there's this character called Fat Amy, and I feel like you'd be great for it. And she sends me the script and asks if I would audition. I'm like, yeah, sure.
What? More of Flabby Abby's baby shoot?
That's not my name.
I don't know your name. Could be anything. Obese Denise, Inflexible Tina, Lazy Susan.
My Name is Fat Amy, and I eat krauts like you for lunch.
Came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit another surprise.
An overweight girl dangling from the ceiling. Who hasn't had that dream?
She played the funny fat girl and made millions doing it. Everyone loved her humor, her confidence, and her self-awareness.
Long Pumper and Fat Amy, we belong together.
Impressive.
I'm a con artist.
Sisters in arms.
I had no idea how small time I was until I met you.
Penny. Why are women better suited to the calm than men?
Because we're used to faking it.
Hey, I'm Jack.
Natalie.
Give me the purse!
Why does this shit always happen to me?
By the end of 2019, Wilson had one of the most financially successful years of her life, earning more than $20 million for Pitch Perfect 3, Isn't It Romantic and The Hustle?
Nailed it.
Hollywood movies in which she played very similar characters. But behind this success, Rebel was facing a much bigger challenge.
I never thought, because I was so career-driven, I thought, I'd never thought I would want to have a family. And also being in my business, it's so egocentric, the business. And so I just didn't think that was in the cards for me. And I also thought, I'm probably never going to find a partner or whatever.
You need to stop staring out that window at some stupid girl in some stupid little swimsuit, okay? That's not all it's cracked up to be. You need to start living in the real world and stop thinking that you're going to get with some model and that's going to make you happy.
And then I was just like this biological clock inside me when in my late 30s just started like ticking really loudly. And I kind of say it's like in Peter Pan, that crocodile that has the clock inside it. It was just like you could hear it going tick, 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 tick. I was like, do it now. Like otherwise it'll be too late.
Rebel had a life-changing moment when a doctor told her that if she wanted to become a mother, her body needed to change.
And by this point, like I'm living this really large life, I am medically obese, but I'm living this kind of amazing life. I traveled the world. I learned how to have fun and not be so much of a workaholic. And I was like, like that Lizzo song, like, it's bad bitch o'clock. Like that was like my life. Like I'm walking around just loving it. I've been successful now. And then the doctor looks me up and down and goes, yeah, but you're not healthy. And he said you have a much better chance of having a baby if you were healthy.
Amy Sabotage!
She admitted that she had been battling emotional eating for years, turning to food in times of stress and happiness.
I think what I mainly suffered from was emotional eating and dealing with the stress of becoming famous internationally, and there is a lot of stressful stuff that comes with it, and I guess my way of dealing with it was just like eating donuts.
You're 3.5 hours late.
Yay! Lunchtime!
On the other hand, I knew I was engaging in unhealthy eating behaviors, and that was something I wanted to improve in myself. And then I thought, well, the next year, 2020, I'll make the whole year about getting healthy.
In 2020, Wilson told her agent she wanted to do a year of health, but people around her pushed back, claiming she would lose the edge that made her successful.
And they were like, why? Why would you want to do that? Because I was earning millions of dollars being, the funny fat girl and being that person.
It wasn't just about losing weight anymore. It was about reclaiming her life and her health.
And she documented her hard work and progress ever since.
The goal was never to be
skinny. It was never to fit into a certain dress size. It isn't about a number on a scale. What I was doing is to improve my overall health and to improve my whole lifestyle, to make me a happier, healthier person.
By 2021, Rebel had lost over 80 pounds, proving to herself that she was stronger than she ever thought possible.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But the real victory wasn't just the weight loss. It was the confidence and courage to finally put herself first.
If you're going to write a memoir, you may as well just share everything.
Wilson released a book, Rebel Rising, which is a memoir about her sexuality, weight, and fertility.
That's not to say that all the memoir is funny reading, especially when she gets to one of her later roles with fellow comedian and one-time co-star Sacha Baron Cohen.
It made headlines when the US version was released because it contained allegations against Borat star Sacha Baron Cohen, who Wilson calls out for harassing her sexually during the filming of The Brothers Grimsby.
Since all the headlines have been happening, I've had a lot of women reach out and say that they've had similar experiences with this guy.
I worked with a massive ass, and yeah, now I definitely have a no ass policy.
With a taste of your lips, I'm on a run.
From Hollywood's funny fat girl to a symbol of resilience and self-care, Rebel Wilson's story reminds us that true strength lies in our ability to push through, even when the world tells us we can't.
If you want to be determined and you want to change your life, like, you can. And you don't have to stay in that situation. Like, you can actively do things to make your life better and to make it more how you want.
Rebel Wilson calls herself a late bloomer and still believes the best is yet to come.
I'm going to direct a film next year and just like do all these things that I never had. I had confidence. I didn't just have the chutzpah or whatever you call it to back myself in that way, and now I do.
If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more.